we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call.
Well, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast, a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homestead of your dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Thursday, March 17th, 2022. This is number 307, episode number 307, I believe. Boy, I don't know, but rather than sit here and hesitate, think about the show, 306, 307, let's think about what we're going to talk about today. So we've got various questions of the day, puzzles of the day, topics of the day to choose from, and in the show notes, there will be a link to the date, March 17th, 2022, where you can find links to all of these topics, one of which I will select. But before we do that, I'd like to share an Irish blessing from you, since it is St. Patrick's Day. May you have warm words on a cold evening, a full moon on a dark night, and the road downhill all the way to your door. Now today, in the show notes and the link to March 17th, 2022, you can definitely read something about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is today, Thursday, March 17th. So who was St. Patrick? And why are shamrocks a symbol of this day? Enjoy St. Patrick's Day history, legends, and lore. You can read more in that article. Maybe that's what we'll cover today. I think that's what we're going to do. There's another article for the full moon for March 2022, the full worm moon. We talked about that yesterday. Got an article on moonbows. What is a lunar rainbow? Now, rainbows are a symbol often associated with St. Patrick's Day. This year, St. Patrick's Day happens to coincide with a full moon. The light from a bright moon can create rainbows at night, a phenomenon referred to as a moonbow. And in this article, you can learn more about moonbows. And I'll tell you, I was walking the dog early this morning. The moon is bright. It is beautiful. So definitely check that article out. That sounds pretty cool as well. But I want to dive into St. Patrick's Day. Read more about that, learn more about that. There's also a cool video on planting peas. So it's an old American tradition to plant peas on St. Patrick's Day. And it looks like there's a video that has Janice showing a little trick on how to plant peas in an early spring if there's snow. And generally we're planting peas around this time of year, St. Patrick's Day, because it is the ground is workable. We're generally past the freeze dates, not our frost dates, but our freeze dates. All right. So as we hit the road, little spoiler, I already decided that we would go into St. Patrick's Day. So I glossed over this to have a little bit more insight as we hit the road. So who was St. Patrick, and why do we celebrate St. Patrick's Day in the first place? All right, I don't know any of this, so hopefully this is of interest to you as well. Now, St. Patrick's Day is Thursday, March 17th, like I said. Who was St. Patrick? and why are shamrocks a symbol for this day? So let's find all this out, shall we? All right, guys, give me 1 sec here, please. I did something the other day while driving in order to see better, but it turned out I could see worse, so quick adjustment here. All right. St. Patrick's Day. Now, this holiday originally started as a Christian feast day celebrating the life of St. Patrick and the spreading of Christianity to Ireland. Now, today it's a day of revelry and a celebration of all things Irish. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, that's just generally what it is, right? So St. Patrick's Day is officially observed on March 17th each year. And those celebrations may not necessarily be limited to that date. The significance of March 17th is that it's said to be the date of St. Patrick's death in the late 5th century. So in the years when St. Patrick's Day falls on a Sunday or during Holy Week, the almanac keeps it there and treats it as a secular holiday only. Churches may transfer this to another date. However, for the feast day, or cities may change their official celebration date, but the churches keep it that way, or they may transfer. But anyway, so who was St. Patrick, and was he a real guy? Well, St. Patrick is the patron saint and national apostle of Ireland. He is credited with successfully spreading Christianity throughout Ireland, hence the Christian celebration of his life and name. So was there really a St. Patrick? Definitely. Now, however, there are many legends about him, and those legends mix with the truth. Did he play a large role in spreading Christianity to Ireland? Yes, absolutely. Did he really drive out all the snakes in Ireland? I don't know. Seeing as snakes weren't native to Ireland to begin with, who knows, right? So here's the deal. A young St. Patrick finds God. Now, the man who would eventually become St. Patrick was born in Britain, which was part of the Roman Empire at that time. Now, he was born as Maewyn Succat, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and likely I am not. But he was born in the late 4th century, and his family was Christian, but it is said that Maewyn himself was an atheist throughout his childhood. Now, that would change at age 16, around AD 400, when Maewyn was kidnapped from his home on the west coast of Britain by Irish pirates, who proceeded to carry him off to Ireland and force him to work as a shepherd herding sheep. After 6 years, he escaped his captors, walking nearly 200 miles through the Irish landscape and convincing a ship to carry him back to Britain. This harrowing experience certainly had an effect on Maewyn, who was convinced it was the Lord who protected him and delivered him safely home. And in this article that I will link to in the show notes, there is a picture of a stained glass recreation of St. Patrick holding a shamrock, which, ironically enough, is found in Junction City, Ohio. I don't know exactly where Junction City is, but I'm in Ohio, and I just find that interesting. And I find all of this interesting because I am going through my own spiritual search, my own spiritual journey, which involves Christianity. And I wanted to dive into this because I've always associated St. Patrick's Day with green beer and corned beef sandwiches. But certainly there's more to it, and I am learning that right along with you. So St. Patrick spreads the gospel. Now, upon returning home, Maewyn received his call in a dream to preach the gospel in Ireland, of all places. He spent the next 15 years or so in a monastery in Britain preparing for his missionary work. 15 years preparing for the missionary work. When he became a priest, his name was changed to Patricius, and he returned to the land of his captors to begin his teachings. Although some Christians already lived in Ireland at the time, the country was largely pagan, so spreading a foreign religion was not an easy task. Patricius traveled from village to village to share the teachings of the Lord and was successful enough to eventually found many churches there. So why are shamrocks associated with St. Patrick's Day? Well, we wear a shamrock on St. Patrick's Day because legend says St. Patrick used its 3 leaves to explain the Holy Trinity in his teachings. The Trinity is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as 3 divine persons who are one divine being, God. The truth of St. Patrick, the truth of the St. Patrick legend, however, is in question, as there is no direct record that the saint actually used the shamrock as a teaching tool. Note, the symbol of St. Patrick is a 3-leaf shamrock, not a 4-leaf clover. However, let me get through this intersection here, guys. However, long before the shamrock became associated with St. Patrick's Day, the 4-leaf clover was regarded by ancient Celts as a charm against evil spirits. In the early 1900s, O.H. Benson, an Iowa school superintendent, came up with the idea of using a clover as the emblem for the newly founded agricultural club for children in his area. In 1911, the 4-leaf clover was chosen as the emblem for the National Club program, later named 4-H. Now, here are some quick St. Patrick's Day fun facts and folklore. Blue was the color originally associated with St. Patrick, but green is now favored. The first St. Patrick's Day parade in American colonies was held in New York City on this day in 1762. Now, St. Patrick's Day is the traditional day for planting peas, even in the snow, and like I said, there's a little video with Janice there on how to plant peas. That's planting peas in the snow, that is. Because, well, not all of us have nice 60-degree days or so like we are going to experience here today in Northeast Ohio. But if you've got some snow and you want to learn how to plant peas in the snow, then by all means, check out that video. One other little fun fact, myth, folklore, is that cabbage seeds are often planted today as well. And old-time farmers believe that to make them grow well, you need to plant them while wearing your night clothes. All right, while wearing your PJs. So there is a cabbage growing guide in this article as well. No pajamas required. All right. And Finally, on St. Patrick's Day, the warm side of a stone turns up and the broad-backed goose begins to lay. There's also some links to some recipes in this article as well. Whatever tickles your fancy. Some jokes of the month. And, you know, there's a lot of tradition associated with St. Patrick's Day, with all ethnicities, all cultures, and I am curious. I'm curious about how you celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So, if you feel so inclined, let us know in the show notes. Or rather, let us know in the group chat at t.me/allaroundgrowth, and you can learn more through all the links in the show notes. And that is it for today. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.
In a world of pain, what can I do? The needs are many and answers a few. People turn away and I wonder why. If I can help somebody, then I want to try. People may think that it's odd that I believe in friendship and love. And truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. If we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call. You know the times are wasting every day, and we can help somebody along the way. People may think that it's odd that I believe in friendship and love. Truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. You're an odd fellow. We're all odd fellows. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an